A over C, that's 18 over 3. And this is 6 over 3. This is 18 over 6 times 3, which is 18. This is 6, 18 divided by 3. This is 2, 6 divided by 3. It equals 8. And then minus 1. 18 over 18 is 1. So the answer is 7. The answer for this one should be 6 plus a negative 2 minus 4 plus 6. This gives you a 4. 4 minus 4 is 0, so you're left with 6. You have to go inside the brackets first, and then inside the brackets you go inside the parentheses to get 3. Squared is 9, times 6 is 54, plus 3 is 57, minus 40 is 17, times 2 is 34, plus 3 is 37, minus 5 is 32. The winning number today is 3. For the homework check, you really only need work shown for 4 of them because 2 were identical. "16 out of 23 turns out to be 70%. Here are the answers, and we'll review as we go through them. For the first one, the reference, or the unknown, turns out to be the third one. This is the third one. And then you should have 2x plus x minus 10 plus that x and plus 2x minus 5 equals 225. You have 6 x's. If you only had 5 x's, you would have come out with, I believe, a 48 or something close to it for your x value, and that would have been off. Move this to the right, make it plus, and then divide by 6, and you end up with a 40. We are looking for all of them, so you plug 40 back into each expression to get the answers of 80, 30, 40, and 75. On the second one, we had the sum of 11 and the quantity squared of a number minus 12 is 20. Move this 11 to the right side, make it minus 11. Simplify that to get a 9. Think to yourself, what do I do, or what number do I square to get a 9? And that would be 3. So that means whatever's inside these parentheses must be equal to 3. X minus 12 equals 3. Add 12 to the right and come up with a 15. Joe is 3 times Sarah's age and Jack is 10 years younger than Joe. Sarah is the x value. That would make Joe 3x and Jack 3x minus 10. All of these ages added together are 95. You have 7 x's in here, and just a minus 10 left over. All of that equals 95. Move this to the right, make it plus. That's a 105. Divide by 7 to get 15, and you had to find all 3 ages. So that would make Joe 3 times 15, 45. Sarah is 15, and Jack is 3 times 15, which is 45, but take away 10 to get 35. Well, number 4 was the exact same problem. I did not change the numbers when I duplicated the problem, so you can all have credit for that. And for answer number 5 here, Jill left at 1:42 and it took her 35 minutes to drive. How many minutes away am I from 1:42 p.m. to 2 p.m.? How many minutes is that? 18 minutes. So take away 18 minutes from 35, and that's what's left over to go beyond 2 p.m. So she arrived at 2:17 p.m. Jeff left 12 minutes after Jill took off. So he left at 1:54 p.m. He drove for 17 minutes. How many more minutes do I need to get from 1:54 to 2 p.m.? 6. So take 6 away from 17 to get 11. 2:11 p.m. And this one really isn't an equation problem, but you can still work it out. Jack left a half an hour earlier than Jill. So 30 minutes from 42 is going to give us 1:12. He drove for 42 minutes. So 12 plus 42 would be 1:54 p.m. Today's objective. It'll be the same thing. Create equations that describe numbers or relationships. Here's an example. There are 4 toy machines near the exit of a department store. And by toy machine, I mean those red machines where you put a quarter in, you get back Skittles, M&Ms, or whatever. Or you get back some little plastic figure, candy bracelet, whatever. There are 4 of those. The first has 11 more quarters than the third. The second has 5 less than the first. The fourth has 12 more than the second. The total amount of money in all machines combined is 115. And by 115, I'm referring to the number of quarters as 115. But in this next sentence, when I say how much money is in the fourth machine, I'm really looking for the dollar amount for that answer. So let's lower this down a little bit to make some room. Oh, that just popped right back there. Okay, there we go. There are 4 toy machines, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4, and the total number of quarters is 115. From that first read through, can you tell which one is going to be X? Blizzard. The third one, right. The first has 11 more quarters than the third, and we don't hear anything else about the third in the rest of the problem that lets us know what it is. So we'll put an X. And the first is 11 more than the third. What do I put for the first one? X plus 11. The second has 5 less than the first. Here's the first. And the second has 5 less. So what expression can I use to simplify that? X plus 6, right, because 11 minus 5 is 6. And the fourth has 12 more than the second. Well, here's the second. And the fourth has 12 more. So how can I simplify that? X plus 18, yes. So I need to put plus signs in between all of these. How many X's do I have in the problem? 4. What is 11 plus 6? 17 plus 18. 35. That's where the 35 comes from, are the red circles. What do I do with this plus 35? Subtract it from 115. What is 115 minus 35? It's 80. What do I do to 80? Divide it by what? 4 to get what? Okay, remember we're looking for how much money is in the fourth machine. So the fourth machine is X plus 18. So 20 plus 18 is 38. That's how many quarters I have in that machine. What do I do to 38 quarters to turn it into money, an actual dollar amount? Divide by 4. So 38 divided by 4 is how much money? $9.50. It's your turn. You need to solve a problem. This could be of any type. In this case, it is 3 cars traveled different routes. Car 1 traveled 6 less miles than car 3. Car 2 traveled 22 more miles than car 1. The total miles driven by all cars is 100. How far did car 1 travel? For the solution, we have 3 cars, 1, 2, and 3. They traveled 100 miles. Your reference will be X for 3, and car 1 traveled 6 less miles than car 3. Car 2 traveled 22 more miles than car 1. So you simplify -6 plus 22 to get plus 16. X plus 16. Add these all together and you come up with, whoops, don't need a plus sign there. You come up with 3 x's, and -6 plus 16 is going to be a plus 10. Move the 10 to the right, make it minus 10. You'll have 90, which you divide by 3 to get 30. The question is asking, how far did car 1 travel? There's car 1. X minus 6, so we'll put in 30 and come back with a 24. Try this one. 4 buckets have apples in them. The first has 12 more than the fourth. The third has 6 less than the first. The second has 15 more than the third. The total of all buckets is 119. How many apples are in the second bucket? This solution, we have 4 buckets, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the total will be 119. The first has 12 more than the fourth, so the fourth isn't mentioned anywhere else. We'll put X on the fourth. And the first is 12 more than the fourth. The third is 6 less than the first. Here's the first. If I do 6 less than the first, what expression will I have? X plus 6 is right. So the third is X plus 6. The second has 15 more than the third. Here's the third, and it has 15 more. So what expression do I have now? X plus 21, right. So your plus signs, we have 4 x's. 12 and 21 is 33, plus 6 is 39. Move the 39 to the right, make it a minus 39. You're left with 80. Divide 80 by 4 to get 20. How many are in the second bucket? That is X plus 21. So 20 plus 21 is 41. You cannot lose points for this. I don't add these into the total points you could have had for the class. It just gets added on to whatever you've earned for the class. Does not hurt you. Give this a try. Bring it up and drop it off. The solution here, the sum of a number squared and 15 is 79. Move the 15 to the right, do the opposite, and you come out with 64. To find, or the step, I should say, you must do to solve this is if you have a squared x here, then you find the square root of this one, and the answer is 8.